Why is it the clap that gets me?
Welcome back. It's your boys, the Popless Wonders, the Midcard Mafia. High spots, low standards. The worst there is, the worst there was, the worst there ever will be. We are UMP, spell that out, UMP, Upper Midcard Production. I'm Billy. This is Robert. Poor Robert just can't get the clap right.
I can't get the clap. I can't wait. But no. Yeah. So welcome back. We're UMP. We're just below the main event, but damn it, do we steal the show? We got something for you today, and today it's got to be the most heinous thing that Vincent Kennedy McMahon has ever put out.
I'm glad you said that because I was gonna say it. Yeah, dude. Vince McMahon should be put in jail
just for this
show alone.
Just for this episode. But there's a lot more things he's done wrong. Like the entirety of 2010.
Yeah, like the invasion angle. This show taught me that WCW should have won the Monday Night War. I hate this show so much.
The episode in question is a Smackdown, December 6th, 2019.
Friday night Smackdass.
Oh yeah, Friday night Smackdass.
Yeah, Friday night Smackdass.
Can we put that on a shirt with the fist?
I don't.
Yeah,
Friday night fisted ass.
No!
Yeah, with the fist. Yeah. Roman Reigns was doing one of these Johns back then. Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right. But before we get into that, we have your favorite section, the top 6.
Yeah, woo! Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
All right. This week, our top 6 is tag teams. And, do you want to start or do I start?
I can start it.
You can start?
Yeah, I can start it. I'm going to start off. So for clarification, so we get it, I'm going to 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. We got that?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know how to count. I didn't go to school.
Tag me in.
All right.
That felt like an eternity standing there. My number 6 is LAX. What do you know about LAX? The Latin American Exchange.
Is that what that stood for?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
TNA, the notorious 187 Homicide, Super Mex Hernandez. I'm sure those words mean nothing to you.
Nothing.
All right, so there were 2 Latin American fellas, and they were in exchange. And Homicide would pick people up and fucking drop them on their head with the Gringo Killer. And then Hernandez would pick them up.
Gringo Killer?
Yeah. You know that move that Cody does where he like picks you out? I don't remember what it's actually called. I only know it as the Gringo or the Cop Killer. But it's like he'd pick you up and he's like holding you. You're like, your back is against his back, but you're upside down. And then he sits down and you drop on your head. He's done it a few times. I forget.
Isn't that called like the Vertebreaker or something?
Maybe. I don't know. I only know it as the Gringo.
Okay,
Killer.
but I might be wrong with the name. But okay, I got the move now.
But Homicide drops motherfuckers on their head. And then Hernandez hits the border toss, which is just the most dangerous razor's edge you've ever seen. Because he just picks you up, and then he just throws you. Like, he doesn't land. Like, he just throws you. Dude,
Is he a big dude? Or?
He's Super Max.
I was thinking Super Max.
Super Max, dude. He was awesome. A lot of TNA. I'm gonna... you'll be really surprised as some of these people that are on my list. And you might go, that guy used to really love TNA.
I did. Used to. You still love TNA.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
They gave Moose.
Lie to me.
They gave Moose the X Division title, and that was all I needed to see.
They actually just recently made Trick Williams the TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
That title used to be held by the greatest wrestlers on earth, and now it's held by developmental stars.
Whoa, that's Trick Willie.
It is Trick Willie.
Yes, sir. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. All right, so my number 6, actually, I was contemplating.
I'm trying my best to not look at your list, by the way.
I know I haven't blocked off. You're good now.
Oh, okay.
It's just 6 on the top. So
shit.
Yeah. So it was a hard decision, but it really came down to my number 6 is definitely a better wrestler than who I wanted to put. Who I wanted to put was just straight vibes, and it was Enzo and Kaz. I like moments before we started recording, I was contemplating changing it, but I, in my right mind, couldn't put Enzo and Cass over American Alpha. That is my number 6. I'm talking about Jason Jordan, long hair Chad Gable in NXT. Dude, I love the build up to them forming. Do you know how they got together?
Wasn't it like Jason Jordan was like, shit, man, I'm doing terrible right now. And then
he kept having a new tag team partner.
And he had I remember the towel.
Yeah, and it was
Willing, and Gable.
Willing, and Gable.
Yeah, yes. I remember that.
So Jason Jordan kept having a different tag partner, would lose, unsuccessful, and Gable just each time is like, how about me? Let me wrestle with you. Nah. I never understood why. I mean, I could go back and there's probably a reason, but Gable was just like, tag with me. And he was like, no. And then the day they tagged, they won. They went on a little streak. And it was great. They are, I like genuinely good wrestlers. Surprising. Good wrestling on a wrestling show.
That's because they're both Kurt Angle's kid.
They're, Chad Gable should, why? That was a swerve just for a swerve. There was no reason.
When that came out, whenever I think about that story, I just think about, it was a video I saw that was just an edit of that angle with the Family Guy, my black son. But no, kills me every time.
Dude, how do you not have Chad Gable like as Kurt Angle's son? He's literally a copy and paste.
Well, what do they have in common?
Literally everything.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Chad Gable's got hair. Checkmate.
Kurt Angle had hair.
Had.
Yeah, when he got older. Guess what? Chad Gable's now older and he's losing his hair.
Yeah, but he's still got the full head. Yeah, he's still got he's still got some scruff going. Just because we don't all have luxurious locks like you do. Fuck you. Who's your 5?
So, my number 5, surprisingly, which is probably a lot higher on other people's lists, FTR.
Not on my list.
Not on your list at all.
I like FTR, but I wouldn't. Not top 6.
Just fists, no flips. All right.
Except those few times where they do flips.
Yeah, just a couple times.
Yeah,
2 or 3, 4, 5 times in a match. Don't worry about that.
You're gonna get shot for that one. That's fake news.
No, I liked FTR because I am a huge fan of NXT Black and Gold. I probably have my nostalgia glasses on because I honestly think it was the greatest. I want to say 3 years because I know they were still extended out from 2016 or 2017 to 20. I know it was like a 4 or 5 year stretch, but the first 3 years, I think when Kevin Owens debuts, starting from there, it's really, really good. And I think it's the greatest wrestling I've ever seen because of the tag teams that were there, the singles wrestlers, the top stars that are in WWE today. I get it, developmental center, but they had fucking amazing wrestlers down there.
They had the greatest indie workers on earth down there.
Yes.
That's why Triple H gets no fucking credit because he pillaged the indie scene.
Your hate for Triple H is crazy.
Anybody could have made that a great show.
Anybody?
No, not
Eric
everybody.
Bischoff?
Cut that.
Oh, yeah, but no, FTR was great. The classic they had with DIY, the 2 out of 3 falls. I want to say that's the first time I saw it. I don't think it was the first time it was done, just because I'm assuming someone's thought of it before. But when they're both in a submission and they're stopping, like I know it's their thing now, but when they're telling each other not to tap and they're both in a submission,
and they're trying to grab each other's hand.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw it, and I thought it was executed beautifully.
Okay.
I loved their matches. Didn't like when they got to the main roster. But man,
when they're shaving each other's backs.
Hey, that's what makes a good tag team. We do that every Tuesday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You shave the top of my head every day.
Every day?
Every day.
I missed today.
You did miss today. Dude, I was feeling so lazy. Anybody out there who doesn't have hair like me, dude, they know the absolute nightmare that is having to shave it every day. Sometimes you just don't want to. That's what being a man's all about, kids.
So, who's your number 5?
My number 5 is, speaking of NXT Black and Gold, It's not Enzo and Cass. I can see that look in your eyes.
Okay.
And this is going to tie back to me having terrible ball knowledge.
Oh, no.
It would be the Ascension.
The Ascension?
I loved the I thought they were the coolest motherfuckers around. When I watched them, dude, do you remember their finisher? Where they would just do the total elimination, but they'd run at you? You don't know what the total elimination is. Yeah.
Wait. Was their finisher,
One goes low, one goes high.
Yes.
Dude,
Yes, I remember that.
Any team that uses a high and low finisher, I think the Grizzled Young Vets use them. I'm sure that's...
No, I've heard of
them.
Okay. Because they were in NXT.
Yep, they were. All right, yeah, that's fair. Dude, when you go high and low, that's such a killer move. And the Ascension, before they made them look like the goddamn Road Warriors, when they just wore like the chain and they were like Wastelanders and they looked like Mad Max. Yeah, they looked like Mad Max motherfuckers and they were killing people every week on NXT. I thought they were next up, and they were next up, and then they were certainly the next down.
Oh man. Are they the first of the NXT fails that they would call? Like when people get called up, they're like, "Oh, I really hope I don't get treated like the Ascension."
The Ascension, maybe like Bo Dallas.
Oh, yeah,
Bo Dallas got kind of got shafted.
He's still getting shafted.
He still is getting shafted.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll give you a gimmick because your brother died. Sorry, we're not gonna use you. I think he was injured, but
it's like when Eddie passed and they gave Ray the Royal Rumble win.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna get heartbroken if I have to keep talking about this more. So my number 4 is the Dudleys.
The Dudleys.
The Dudleys.
Okay.
And out of the 3 tag teams that you would think of from like the Attitude Era tag teams, they're the only ones on my list.
Okay.
I don't have anyone else. Dude,
I don't have the Dudleys on my list.
You know the Dudleys?
No.
I do. I love the Dudleys. I like tables. Out of tables, ladders, and chairs, tables are the best weapon.
Yeah.
And
I mean, chairs are more storyline driven. They're used...
No, they're usually driven into your head.
They're used as a prop more. Tables are more as a emphasis, like to end it. Ladders are just...
Okay. And ladders are just...
You know what I mean? Like a chair shot to the back. I'm just thinking Seth to Roman.
Not the shield chair.
The shield chair.
The shield chair is back.
Like, it's always used for emphasis, and the table is like the
table is like what we all go for. But, dude, Dudleys kick ass. Do you know about the entire Dudley family? Do you know?
I know of Spike Dudley.
Okay.
That's about it.
I also like them in ECW because when I was like a wee 14-year-old on the WWE Network, I went through and watched a bunch of like the... like ECW from that time. So there's Bubba, or there's Bubba, because he used to have a stutter. Bubba Ray Dudley. There's Devon. There's Spike Dudley. There's Big Dick Dudley.
Who the fuck?
I think that was the oldest brother of the family.
Okay.
There was Dances with Dudley, who was from a Native American family. So the story of the Dudley family was there was Daddy Dudley, and he was a traveling salesman, and he just went around and he fucked a bunch of people.
Okay, yeah. So that's why they're all different.
That's how Bubba and Devon are brothers. What did I say? Dancing with Dudley.
I thought it was because they were identical.
They are.
Okay.
That too. There's Sign Guy Dudley, who didn't speak. He just had signs. There was... Oh my God, who the hell was it? I'm blanking on... There were so many of them. Snot Dudley was like an original Dudley. Snot Dudley. There was Dudley. There were the Bushwhackers were Dudleys. I think they were like cousins or something like that. I don't know if they were like Bushwhacker Dudley or something like that.
There's too many Dudleys.
There's more, but I can't remember.
Spike, Devon, and Bubba.
And Spike Dudley in ECW was called Little Spike Dudley, LSD, and his finisher was called the Acid Drop. Drugs. Yeah. You're up.
All right. So my number 4 is the New Day.
Spoiler, they might be on my list, and I'm glad you had them because I couldn't figure... I was debating if they were considered tag team or faction, and I was like, greatest tag team of all time. So,
well,
yeah.
here's the thing. I can live in a world where people call the New Day a faction. But it's majority of the time Big E and Kofi.
Yeah, and they ran the tag divisions.
Team. Yes. It was Xavier as like in a manager role while still being a wrestler. You know what I mean? Don't disrespect Francesco.
I'm not.
Francesca was
Francesca
great
was
addition.
awesome.
You know what? Maybe it is a faction. Xavier, Kofi,
Oh
Big
my
E,
God,
and
the fourth
Francesca.
member, Francesca, fifth member, their pancake guy.
Wasn't that Odyssey Jones? No, I absolutely love the New Day. Like it was just enough goofy that kept me like entertained, not like oh, what am I like embarrassed that someone walks in, you know what I mean? Like I enjoyed the New Day. Like I really enjoyed when they were like on the cusp, like they were still heels, so they still got to do all their goofiness while being bad guys. And it's like when The Rock came out to make fun of them, all the baby faces came out to make fun of them. And like Xavier's reactions, Big E.
Oh no! It gets me every time.
Not like the rap battles. Like, dude,
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Don't get old.
Rated R with your boy Xavier Woods.
Yeah, but no, the battles that they put on to
videos.
the matches, absolutely fantastic. Big E, if he ever comes back, should still get a title run. I still think he should. He was so good. I absolutely loved him. But what did they go on? They have the second longest tag team championship reign in WWE history. And for a while, when they were on top, it didn't seem like anyone was gonna touch them.
Yeah, I felt like they always just had the tag titles. Like they were
did.
right before I stopped watching the Fed,
But
and they were always
skits they would do, it's like they're always entertaining. And if you can become a crowd favorite, like for the little kids, you're gonna be on top for a while.
They had a fucking cereal.
Yeah,
I have an unopened box of Bootios in my house.
Unopened box of Bootios?
Unopened. I will not open that box.
I don't know if I... Okay, I have the shirt. I don't have the cereal. I think that's... If I've had one, I think it's gone. But I have a shirt, and it's the light blue one that says Bootios.
They make sure you ain't booty.
And man, Biggie is so great. That started out as a church preacher gimmick.
Yeah, dude, I was thinking that too while you were talking. I was like thinking about their god awful beginning of like, oh, with the power of positivity. It was like, yeah, and then they're the choir.
Oh my god! First of all, it is so great to hear Biggie. Oh, and Philadelphia!
And then every time that would come up, dude, they would like the crowd would just
Oh my god, the crowd goes crazy for New Day. If Biggie would come back tomorrow, they're going crazy.
I don't think they're getting back together.
No,
at least not for a bit.
No, you know what? The whole reason that they split and turned on Big E was so people would stop asking them, when does Big E come back? That's
valid.
But they just got it more now because they're like,
But when's the match?
You're pretty boring as heels. When is Big E?
Have they done anything? Have they done anything with the New Day since? I know they won the tag titles because I was right. Have they done anything with them? I haven't. No. I don't watch. No.
I still think they're champions, but I don't think they've done. Oh, they're kind of doing this this like tactic of turning the tag team division against each other. I think so they don't have to go against anyone. They're fighting each other, not them. That's about it.
Wow.
They're trying to recruit one half of White Boy Summer.
White Boy Summer.
Grayson Waller.
Yeah. Grayson Waller in the New Day. That'd be great. You know what? I'm all for Grayson Waller push. I won't watch it, but I'll watch the clips on Twitter.
I never liked Austin Theory at all.
I like Austin.
But like off camera Austin Theory, like when I see him like just goofing around in the back or something, like a TikTok or something, he seems like a genuinely nice guy, like someone I would want to like. But as soon as I see him on my TV screen, I'm like, get out of here! What are you doing,
dude? I just can't get over the Vince push. Did he take the egg or whatever?
Oh, I think he did.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Anyway, I can yap about the New Day for a little bit.
And we probably will soon.
So my 3 is the Hardy Boys.
Okay.
The other members of that
I honestly
TLC
expected
trio.
them to be 2.
You thought there would be 2?
I know who your number 1 is just because I know who you are.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. 2. Now I'm thinking. Now you got me thinking.
You'll see soon enough. But the Hardy Boys, what is to say that hasn't been said about the Hardy Boys? Absolutely love. I don't think there is a time where I didn't like Matt or Jeff Hardy. I loved V1 Matt Hardy. He can slam a tornado.
He could.
No. Okay?
What's the next part? He can. I can slam a tornado. I can dry up the sea. Yeah.
Sure. Maybe.
Anyway.
Anyway, V1 Matt Hardy I still liked. I bought a WrestleMania. I bought one pay-per-view in my life, and it was a WrestleMania DVD of the 25th anniversary when Matt and Jeff Hardy went against each other. And I know it wasn't a great match, but the point is, I wanted Jeff to win so bad. And this is before, like, I was younger, so this is before I had, like, social media, and I'm constantly looking at things that are happening. So I didn't know who won. I genuinely didn't. So I went, and you got to know how long it took for it to get to DVD. I think they were, like, another pay-per-view in or something, because I didn't get to watch, I didn't get to watch every week, school or, my parents didn't like wrestling, so I was not up to date back then. And when I saw that, it was in Walmart. When I got to Walmart and I saw it on the shelf, I was like, I need this. My mom was like, fine,
Mom,
whatever.
please.
Yeah, please. So, when I watched that match, terrible. Now I'll tell you terrible. But
how do brothers not have good tag matches?
I don't
together?
know. The chemistry is like through the roof.
You guys have been fighting for like your entire lives. Like, how is?
You're telling me you can't pull out one of those living room like backflips that you've done since you were like 4? I don't know. Point is, and the way it ended was I don't know. Point is, the Hardy Boys as a tag team are fantastic. I loved when they added Lita, all right, and they were Team Extreme. Anytime Jeff would hit a swanton, like I get that it's the finisher, but I'm so excited. I still get excited when I see him. Like, I know there has been some bad things with Jeff Hardy, but I will support that man with whatever he does, whatever he wants to do. I think Matt has a little boy, by the way, and Jeff has a little girl.
I think Jeff has 2 daughters.
2 daughters?
I think I saw a picture of his family on Twitter recently. I think he has 2 daughters.
I think so.
And then Matt's got like 95 kids because he can't stop knocking up Rabbi, which...
Sure.
Real shit. Yeah, real shit.
But I always think of that too. Now that we're older and like the people we liked, now that they have kids, I'm like, for example, John Cena doesn't have any kids. But what I'm saying is, like,
he's busy raising ours.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have kids either.
I have 2.
Put them right here.
So
I can't wait to see what that is.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
That's gonna be egregiously racist.
Oh my god!
I don't edit this.
It's all Nelson. Nelson is to blame with whatever he puts there. But no, I love the Hardys. It's simple as that. It was the tag team I liked when I was younger. It's the one I rooted for. I popped when they came back at WrestleMania. But correct me if I'm wrong. You were there.
I was there for that.
Yeah, you were.
I was there.
Oh, man.
Dude,
How
I remember
was that live?
That was loud. So I don't have any footage of, like, mainly that Mania because my phone died halfway through it. And also, like, I don't take videos when I'm at shows anyway. I just watch. But I remember the New Day coming out. And they cut a promo. And I remember, so I went to WrestleCon the day before with my friend, shout out Brendan, and we went there and we stood in line to meet the Hardys, and he asked them, so do you want to hang out tomorrow? And they were like, we kind of got plans tomorrow. So we were like, oh, that's the show. One of my favorite lines I heard from that, because it was like when they were doing the delete stuff, he was like, he was trying to get a picture with them doing the delete thing, but we were standing in line. He's like, I need you to tell me the angle, because when does wrestling fan meet, and we were like, oh shit, that's like, we got to figure that one out. So he was in line just like this, and I was like, come on, right about there.
Right about
there is fine.
Just stay low.
Just stay there. Keep it under the waist. That's wrestling fan.
No, I was, like I said, my childhood team. I absolutely rooted for them with whatever they did. And I'm hoping they get inducted in the Hall of Fame soon.
They will. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I know they will, but I want it to be
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want it to be when they're old. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand when you induct people when they're older, but I want it, right about now would be fine, because they can still tell the stories, be comedic about it, stuff like that. You get an enjoyable experience when they get inducted, not when they're 75 and God forbid one of them passed by then, and now it's like, oh, I gotta induct my brother next.
Now I gotta be like, yo, I wish he was here. Like that sucks.
Like just do it. Well, I know they're still wrestling, but
wrestling's fake. You don't need to be like, well, they gotta be old. Just fucking here you go. It's not even a real building.
No, it's not. It's just here's a ring. Yeah,
it's made of Cuban zirconium.
Oh man. So who's your 3?
My number 3 is the New Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything you just said. I love the New Day. I liked Big E, Big E Langston. I always
the 5 count.
The 5 count, dude. I bring back the 5 count. I think we talked about that last.
We mentioned that before.
Bring back the 5 count. Great gimmick.
Yeah.
I always liked Kofi. Kofi was always the guy, even when he was Jamaican. And I liked Xavier.
The boom drop?
Yeah, the boom drop. Ooh. I had wristbands.
There's a trouble
in paradise. I had green and yellow wristbands for Kofi Kingston when I was a kid. Yeah, there's a picture somewhere. I was at a wrestling show. I have both those armbands on, and then I had a headband, and I had it, I had it right there, and the hair was looking all puffy. Back in the day,
when you had hair?
Yeah, it was a couple years ago. And then Xavier Woods, I liked him when he was in TNA. So I always liked the New Day. Consequences Creed. Tag team champion with R-Truth and technically Adam Pac-Man Jones. I'm not doing a bit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But pretty much everything you said about the New Day, like I thought they were great. Mm-hmm. I thought their gimmick sucked immediately, but whenever I see a terrible wrestling gimmick, I hate it, but then I'm immediately like, no, I'm going to jump on that bandwagon.
Just in case.
Just in case, and I couldn't have been more right. Could not have been more right. In my friend group, I was the first one to be like, why don't we give the New Day a chance? They might be all right. And, I think that a couple tag title reigns, maybe 1 or 2 world title reigns.
What are they, like
9? 7? I don't know.
Something like that.
Because the current one, too, they're like 8-time.
Oh, yeah. I guess technically you can get rid of Big E and still say...
Yeah, it's still the New Day. I hope they reach 10
Do you think they're going to include that, like, when they get inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, absolutely.
That Big E is, like,
Big E's like
12-time tag team champion.
Oh, like, does that count towards him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's been injured. I know they've only had 1, maybe 2. I'm just doing that to, like, give me some leeway, but I'm pretty sure it's only been the 1 that they currently have since Big E's been injured. And like, are they going to include, because when they induct the New Day, they're going to induct all 3 of them. And when they induct all 3 of them, are they going to say it's the 12-time tag team champ?
Yeah, I think so, but just because, like, even though he's not in the New Day, he's still in the New, like, it's like, you can't get kicked out of the New Day unless you're Odyssey Jones.
Wait. I'm not even gonna get into it. Okay.
Yeah, no. So anywho, my number two is. Oh, dude, I love the acclaimed. I could yap about them for hours. Shout out the best wrestler alive, Max Caster. Anthony Bowens, you're pretty cool too. I like you, but fuck yeah, dude, best wrestler alive, trademark. Dude, I love the acclaim.
How does the chant go?
Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive. Yes. And he got that over because he's a beast, and Anthony Bowens is going to get over because he's a beast. But I used to watch a lot of AEW Dark.
When did they split?
A couple months ago.
Okay, so when are they getting back together?
I hope never.
Never?
No, I want them to have singles runs. I want Max Caster versus Anthony Bowens feud for a singles title. I don't care if it's the World, the International, the TNT, the Continental. I do not care. I want them to feud over a singles title.
What time frame are you giving this?
I don't care.
I was going to say, as long as the Continental Champion's Okada, and I don't think he's dropping
Max Caster.
Max
Caster would slaughter that bitch Okada. Bitch. But I used to watch Dark a lot. I loved Dark. Oh. Dude, bring it back. It was so much fun. Listen to Taz and Excalibur just rift. Just do this while there's wrestling right there going on. And I remember their first match against the Best Friends, and Max Caster had like the shittiest rap of all time. And Anthony Bones is just standing there. Sorry, Mike. Anthony Bones is just standing there like, ooh, yeah, like they're all awkward and stuff. And immediately, dude, any gimmick that
starts off bad,
yeah, absolutely,
you're gonna jump on board.
But I thought it was good immediately because I like the whole rapper gimmick. I like the idea of someone being like, "Yo, pussy, what's up?" Like just shit talking.
Shit talking his way right down to the ring.
And a lot of times when there's like something in wrestling that just starts and I'm like, yes, this is it, I'm always wrong. So it was so cool to see something that I believed in from day one succeed. And then I got to meet them.
You did?
Yeah. And then I was at the Dynamite or the Rampage, I guess. I was at the Rampage taping where they made their first appearance as tag champions. And I remember standing there and they came out and fucking Max Caster's on the other side of the ramp or other side of the stage, like scissoring his fans.
Yeah.
And I just look at him and I go, and he points right at me and goes over to me. Dude, that was sick. There's a video of it somewhere right here. Put me fucking having the time of my life. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
So who's your number 2?
So my number 2, because this is the one that's going to be a surprise.
This is, like, I'm surprised. I don't know who this is.
Yeah. So, 2, DIY.
Okay, okay.
DIY.
Yep, black and gold.
Yes, black and gold NXT. I absolutely love it. Like I said before, they're 2 out of 3 falls match with FTR. Or the Revival. Which one's Dash? Which one's Dawson? Back in NXT. But DIY is so great. It is so upsetting that it's taking this long for them to... They're still not over, I don't think. Certain people are like... not happy with them. Like, they're on the... Black and Gold NXT was like almost a decade ago.
Wow, that was a crazy berry. Wow, they're still not over.
Like, I love Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. The little Johnny Wrestling, you know, the Sicilian psychopath. Come on. And then, this is the first time I got to see executed beautifully a tag team split, and then the rivalry afterwards was still a banger. Like, it's always bad one way. Like, either the tag team was bad and then against each other was good, or the tag team was good and then going against each other was like, this is terrible, I didn't want to watch this, get back together. Like, it was so good to watch them as tag team. Then they had this like little mini run when it was like the Survivor Series where it was Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Yeah.
Like they made some appearances around that time, but then they went back to NXT because of the injuries between Tommaso Ciampa and then Gargano. I think Gargano got injured too. And and they're still great wrestlers a part of, like, not even against each other. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Johnny Gargano got a 5-star match against Andrade Cien Almas in NXT.
The Chippendale dancer.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure, like, he got a 5-star match already. Like, there's so... Like you said before, they got the best indie talent down in NXT Black and Gold. So without even being with each other, Johnny Gargano's great. I love Johnny wrestling so much. The power, the facial expressions, the emphasis that Tommaso Ciampa puts in all his hits. Oh, man, I love this team so much. And it's so... Like, they became tag champs. And the fact that the Street Profits... Nothing against the Street Profits currently. I like them too. But I want DIY to go on this massive... One of two things need to happen. They need to go on a massive tag team run right now, or just rebuild this forever fight like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Shawn and Triple H. Give me Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano a WrestleMania match, and it will be a banger. I want them to succeed more than almost anyone I have on this list, really. I think everyone else on the list, though, is like...
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think everyone else is pretty...
Well, I mean, I guess the New Day, I'm not rooting for Xavier Woods and Kofi to go on a generational run again.
I don't think America Alpha is really
I just want the Hardy Boys
anymore.
to come back just for, like, nostalgia pop reasons and to see them again. Yeah. I mean, FTR is great. They can do whatever they want. They're in a different company, so be to the top of there. Go for it. And American Alpha's no more, so... Jason Jordan's medically retired, so...
He'll be back.
Well, And number one, to the surprise of nobody
well, it's probably
who knows
surprise-
me,
I was gonna
say, to the surprise of nobody who knows me, is the B team. No, sorry, kidding. It's obviously the Usos. The Usos are my favorite tag team.
Fucking beat.
You didn't see the B team coming.
I don't think anybody saw the B team.
What? Mr. Perfect's son and Bray Wyatt's brother wasn't good enough for you?
All right, talk about the Usos.
No, the Usos have got to be the best tag team ever. I don't care who your 1 is. I don't care who your 2 is, 3, 4, 5, 6 through 50. The Usos will mollywop whoever you put in front of them. When they are together, they have chemistry like no other. I love the Usos. I loved them from the very beginning. Before the face paint, their debut.
Oh my God, yeah.
Their debut
Tamina got.
with. She might be. I'm going to do a top 6 women wrestler. Tamina might be 6.
Remember how on my top 6 wrestlers I had a woman? He needs top 6 women's. He needs them excluded. I'm all inclusive.
Good for you. But nobody's Mina than Tamina. All right. But when Tamina and the Usos came out and I saw them, I'm like, I was like confused on who was who. But the match was amazing. I love the Usos so much. When they came out with the face paint, like I was at that point where, when they, what is it in Samoan culture? Is that the haka? I think it's called.
No, his name's Haku.
No, not Haku. But no, I think it's called the haka. I love that. I love that little like tribal like they brought into it because all the other Samoan wrestlers were either made fun of or Japanese. So it's like
about The Rock. He did the making
Nobody
fun of.
told him he was Samoan. They told him he was in the Nation of Domination, okay? So, look at him right there. He doesn't even know what it is. Look at him being all mysterious back there.
Yeah, he's wearing a hat like a white man.
What?
A white man, like a fucking Midwest emo guy.
But no, the Usos have put on bangers with almost, like, everyone they step in the ring
That
with.
Hell in a Cell match with the New Day is insane.
Oh
That's
my
a great
God.
match.
That Hell in a Cell match is up there on some of the greatest Hell in a Cell, just matches in general. It doesn't even gotta be like have that stipulation. Like their feud that they had with the New Day, even though the backstage segments and everything were terrible with shaving each other's back, the Usos and FTR was an amazing match. The match I want to see happen, which I think we're too late for, but I still think it'll be a banger, is the Usos versus the Young Bucks. Which surprisingly, unless they're your number 1 and you threw me for a huge curve, I don't think the Young Bucks are on the list. I go the other way. Wait.
Yeah, I think I have to go that way anyway, too. Yeah, boom.
But anyway,
Super
point
kick
is,
party.
nothing against the Young Bucks, but I don't think they're better than the Usos. And I know a lot of people have the Young Bucks ahead of them. I just love the Usos so much. And they had to put on one of the worst goddamn WrestleMania matches. So all the momentum and love and fanfare I had for them, everyone's like, yeah, how about that WrestleMania match, though? And I'm like, I'm talking about the tag team. Yes, and this specific one. By the way, Big Quiche, their dad, handed me this shirt personally. I mean, he did it to
that's Rikishi in the background. I thought that was Solo.
You thought it was Solo?
I was looking at that shirt. I was like, why the fuck is Solo in the background? I didn't want to say anything.
No.
That makes a little bit more sense.
There is a picture of me and Big Quiche, and I am smiling ear to ear. When Big Quiche tells you to put up the 1, you put up the 1. All right? And I got the choice of either, what was it? It was like I forgot what the other option was. It was obviously, in my head, not worth it because I was like, I'll take the shirt in the picture rather than whatever the other option was because I'm like, dude. Oh, it was like an extra $30 to get him to sign the picture we just took. And I'm like, nah, I got the picture already. I want the shirt. I'll take the shirt for this combo price. And I was like, cuz this was before the match. And I was like, this is going to be a banger match. Jimmy versus Jay. And it was just a super kick party in the worst way. Oh, man.
Why'd you flinch? I was going to super kick you.
4 letters. 1 word. Usos.
Wow.
That's number 1.
I don't know how I could beat that passionate rant.
I love the Usos, man. I love them so much. Probably look at Big Quiche and the Usos are right there. Like, I got the shirt.
There they are, yeah. Is that Scott Steiner? Who's that?
Who?
Who's that card next to? Oh, that's Tamina.
That's Tamina, baby. You don't think I got the lore?
I gotta be honest. From this angle, all I see is what looks to be a person with a mullet putting someone in a submission move, and I thought that was Scott Steiner.
Yeah. Who invented the 450 splash?
Who invented that? Put down in the comments who you think invented the 450 splash.
All right. So, who's your one?
Do you know who my number one is?
I do.
Yeah,
let the crowd know.
It's the motherfucking Motor City Machine Guns, dude. They are the greatest tag team of all time. You know what? I'll give you this. The Usos are the greatest WWE tag team of all time. I'll give you that. Motor City Machine Guns are the greatest tag team of all time. You said that no one has chemistry in the ring like the Usos. That's because you have not seen prime Motor City Machine Guns in there. What they do now is still impressive. How fluid they are, how their tag team moves, it's like they're in sync. But prime Motor City Machine Guns, I don't remember the exact time frame. I want to say like 2008, 2009. They're feuding with Beer Money. They're even before they were a tag team, when they would be, because they were X Division guys before then. They would do moves together, and I can't explain it. I cannot explain how good Motor City Machine Guns are. They showed me what tag team wrestling should be, because at the time WWE's fucking pulling out the Highlanders and the Spirit Squad and all this hogwash.
First of all, the Spirit Squad were amazing.
That's great. That doesn't change the fact
Mikey!
But no, the Motor City Machine Guns were putting on bangers. And they had a match against the Young Bucks, Generation Me at the time. That was all-timer. I, for years, wanted TNA to sign Paul London and Brian Kendrick, because I wanted the Brian Kendrick, Paul London versus Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me match so bad.
You know, I'm surprised Paul London and Brian Kendrick aren't on your list.
They were going to be on my list.
Who'd they get replaced for?
They didn't get replaced. I just couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't fit them in?
I couldn't fit them
in. Like Enzo and Cass? They didn't
get
replaced.
They were going to be in. It was Enzo and Cass. This spot was taken by the Ascension.
I loved Enzo and Cass, man. There's only one word to describe you, and we're gonna spell it out for you. SAWFT, soft.
That's our top 6 tag teams. Great list.
Yes, pretty good list. I liked it.
Pretty good list indeed.
Nothing out there that I was like, I hate that. I hate that. So, it's solid.
I was surprised by DIY.
DIY? You didn't think they made my list? You don't see him as a top tag team?
I like them more as singles guys. That's it. I just never really thought of it. Like I don't know. They never came to my mind. I like DIY.
I like them. I really do. They're two. Oh man. So
all right.
Now, you buckle in, kids, because what we got for you now,
Christ,
is some absolute dog water of wrestling. All the good things we said about everyone that we just talked about.
I don't think a single one of them are on the... Actually, no,
there is.
Yeah, they are.
There is. And they're the only high spot, really. They're not even in the match. Oh, okay. So, we are...
Youth
we are... Oh, no, DIY. What are you doing?
Oh, fucking...
DIY. That's the beginning to TO.
Is that their current...
We are...
Is that their current theme?
We are... DIY. It's terrible, but that's
I hate Def Rebel.
But no. So we're watching December 6th, I believe, 2019 Smackdown. And when we get towards the end, you'll see why this is the episode.
This is a very special episode.
I want you to go back into the New Day time machine.
2008 was my best year.
And put yourself in 2019, December 2019. So this is right before COVID. Imagine how you felt, how you were doing, what you were doing with your life right before the pandemic happened. This is that time frame. Okay.
The worst era of WWE I've ever watched.
Wow, it's
the worst.
I can't even argue with that.
I would rather watch the New Gen era.
Really?
At least the New Gen. So I went back and I watched an episode of Superstars or something from the New Gen era. And the matches are 3 minutes long, which kind of sucks.
What's considered the New Gen era?
93 pre-Attitude Era,
mm-hmm.
but post Hogan.
So what, 94 to 98?
94 to like 96, 97.
Oh, are they
Bret
including
Hart,
98 and
Shawn Michaels,
okay.
Sid Vicious era.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd rather watch that than 2019.
Yeah, absolutely. At least like.
I mean, at least you get to see Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. What the fuck did I get to see here? I got to see fucking Drake Maverick.
Wow. All right.
So I'll let you start.
Yeah, let's start here. So they give us a nice little recap. Basically, it's a Daniel Bryan package recap. Do you remember anything from that recap?
Yeah, I remember him getting his hair ripped out. Yeah, I remember that
clip. So he's currently in a feud with The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and he's cutting his promo. I think he's saying he's going to challenge him or whatever.
And The Miz is like, no, you can't.
You can't.
Think of your family. And then he's like, looking at him.
Yeah. And then Daniel Bryan's like, I'm going to do it, though. And while he's in the ring, lights go red. The Fiend comes out like Kane Hell style, like from the bottom of the ring, pulls Daniel Bryan down, and he is now standing up and pushing Daniel Bryan, presumably to hell or his lair or whatever. Yeah. And he goes like this, and it's Daniel Bryan's hair. So they wanted us to believe that the Fiend just scalped and dragged Daniel Bryan to hell.
He was pulling out a lot, too.
Like, it was like God. 2 handfuls. And then that was it. And then we cut to commentary, and they're like, yeah, we haven't seen Daniel Bryan since. It was last week, so it's been a week.
Did you check under the ring?
Yeah, did anybody check where he, got dragged to? Like, no? Okay.
He's at Little People's Court.
He is. He is pretty small, too. I think he fits in. Oh, man. So, like you said, though, with The Miz comes out to cut a promo. I really liked his Hollywood gimmick, though, because quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
That's cool and, like,
awesome.
I always liked The Miz. However, I have in my notes, starting off with 2019 Face Miz, I know this is an absolute banger of a show. When this show started off with Good Guy Miz, I turned it off. I watched. It took me 3 tries to watch the show because I kept picking like really late at night, and I knew I was gonna like fall asleep halfway through it. It was, I want to say, 2 a.m. when I first started this. I saw Miz come out, and I heard the commentary team trying to like talk him up, and I was like, I'm watching this tomorrow.
No, I ain't doing it. But he does say one thing, like he
says a lot.
Well, he does say a lot, but he goes into like his Sherlock Holmes type vibe and goes, "I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna figure out where Daniel Bryan is."
He pulls out his little cap, a magnifying glass, and like a pipe.
Yeah, I was like, "What are you doing? You just went on a rant about how you hate the guy or something."
Yeah,
he doesn't like him. But me and
Daniel Bryan don't get
along. The fans like him. I don't. I'm far from like him. We don't get along. But I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
I'm going to find this demon.
I'm going to find out where he took him.
I'm going to find this monster that took him.
And he gets cut off by one of the most beautiful sounds.
We're really glad that you're our friend. And this is a friendship that'll never, ever end. I love the Firefly
Bray Wyatt
Funhouse.
With the Firefly Funhouse. I always loved every single Firefly Funhouse. It was just
great.
Good. The like psychotic childhood show vibe was so perfect for him. Like I don't think anyone could have made that work. Maybe
I think maybe some people could, but like you have to be like creative motherfucker.
You do. No.
I can't think of anyone. Maybe Bray Wyatt is the only one that can pull that off.
So, yeah. So anyway, he does that, and basically he's talking. And the main point of what he says is he mentions family, and he pulls out a picture of Miz, Maurice, and their children. And then the Miz is, that's it. And he walks out. And he walks out of the ring. That's it. That's the segment. That's going to be the segment that lasts throughout most of the episode. They keep coming back to...
Yeah, they sure fucking do.
Yeah. All right. I'm pretty sure we go to commercial quick and we come back, and... Now Miz is like talking to Maurice saying, "I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna pack everything up. Don't worry about it. I'll be there. Just lock the doors. Keep the kids safe. I'll be there. I know he'll pay. Let me get home. Make sure you're all right." Click. We cut to the ring, and what a match we got. All right. So the first match happens, and it's Mandy Rose
Yeah.
With Sonya Deville as manager.
Sure is.
Versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
I have here, Alexa Bliss comes out with nice friend Nikki Cross. No! I hate when they did this with Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross was so cool as
in NXT.
In NXT.
Demented...
A maniac.
Yeah, where she's psychotic.
Where she's not like, oh my god, I love my friends. Yeah, go Alexa. She was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, that was...
You hated it. You hated it.
I saw...
Did you know why they were fighting? They said it on commentary. Because it was Total Divas.
Oh, yeah, dude, I have here. I didn't know Total Divas was still going on.
Me neither. In 2019?
You know what? Maybe we'll review it.
We review all of Total Divas?
All of Total Divas.
Oh, my God. There's like 5 seasons.
Yeah, but I could go for some fucking bad guy John Cena. Don't break his house rules.
So, wait. Are we going to watch from episode 1 to the final episode and like 10 podcasts from now, we're just gonna be like, all right, guys, we watched all of Total Divas.
And I've got exactly 5 notes, and 3 of them are me saying how much I hate my life. Remember how I was like, Tyson Kidd didn't want to fuck Natalia?
Yeah!
And it's like, no, I think he was just uncomfortable with the 50 cameras pointing at his face.
It really was. They made you want to hate Tyson Kidd.
And he was just like, dude, I just want to watch this Dynamite Kid match. Can you leave me alone, guys?
I'm in my house, in my living room.
Was that before or after he broke his neck?
After.
That was after? Dude's probably in like a shit ton of pain.
Wait. It might be during that it happened. Because you got to think the recordings were happening before it aired. So when he got injured, I think he came back when he was able to be on camera. But I remember him having the like whatever that thing is.
So the dude's got a neck brace on.
Yeah, neck brace.
He's probably in like a good amount of pain. His wrestling career's over, and now he's got 9,000 cameras in front of his face, and everyone's just asking, "How come you don't whip your dick out and let Natalia touch it?" Like, fuck. Anywho, Sonya Deville versus.
It's not Sonya Deville.
Alexa
it's
Bliss
Mandy
versus
Rose
Mandy
versus
Rose.
Alexa Bliss, based off of some Total Diva drama. All right, and this was terrible. This is before Mandy was even decent at wrestling, before she got fired, when she went back down to NXT.
She needs the shit out of Alexa on the outside, though.
Oh my God.
There was only 2 things I remember from this match, and one of them was Alexa, like, runs to the outside, and Mandy's outside, and she just, like, it was, all credit due, hell of a knee. That was odd. That was pretty good.
And then the big spot of the match
is
Mandy Rose pulling off Alexa Bliss's eyelashes.
Yeah. Would that hurt as bad as, like they were fake eyelashes? I don't think... Would that hurt that bad?
I don't know.
Because how do women get them off? Anyway.
I'm pretty sure that's how you get them off, so I don't think it hurt. It might be slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah, like...
I don't know. I don't fucking put on fake eyelash. Anyway, point is, that was the high spot of the match, other than the knee. And I think Alexa Bliss won, right?
She did.
So Alexa Bliss wins. That's it.
Yeah.
That was it. A commercial, and then you come back, and this is where you're going to absolutely realize we're stuck in 2019, because I forgot this man existed. Drake Maverick walks on screen, and Dana Brooke they're in catering. Dana Brooke is
I have here Drake Maverick and Dana Brooks in catering. Some things never change.
Yeah. So Drake Maverick's upset because Dana Brooke is going out on a date with Batista.
That was a shock to me.
I was like, is this the same time as Blue Tista? Like around this time?
No, this is way after that. I guess like...
When does Blue Tista happen? 17? 18?
16, doesn't it?
So if it's 16, 17, 18, we're at the end of 19, right?
I don't think Batista's on screen. So if I remember correctly, because I do remember, because I was looking up some stuff about this show. I guess like something with Instagram. Dana Brooke posted a bad bitch pic, which, like, to be fair, true. And David was just like, damn. And she was just like, take me out. And he was like, okay.
Sure.
So it's not even like a real wrestling thing. It was just something that happened on IG that they were just like, yeah, it's fucking...
So anyway, he's upset that Dana's going on a date with Batista, and his response is, what does Batista have?
That I don't.
That I don't. The look I gave the imaginary camera, I went,
Great line.
Okay.
No one's ever asked how big is Drake Maverick's dick.
So, as soon as this happens, what does he have that I don't? Before Dana Brooke can answer. Enter stage left, Elias. WWE stands for...
Walk with Elias.
Thank you. I did really like him, by the way.
I liked Elias,
I
too.
did like
I was
Elias.
glad, okay, so the following segment, utter dog shit. I hated it so much. I can only imagine how fucking, like, wrestling purist I sound when I say shit like that. But Jesus Christ, this is not the type of crap that you should be putting on a wrestling show, dude. Oh my god, but
So Elias,
I like Elias.
I do like Elias, but not in this segment. Elias comes in, guitar, starts singing basically, making fun of Drake, and the closing to the song he does is basically saying he slept with Drake Maverick's wife.
Did you catch what all Elias said?
When?
He said during his song, he said that the only time Drake Maverick gets some action is with a blow-up doll.
Yeah.
He uses lotion and tissues because he can't fuck his wife. And then Elias is fucking her instead.
Yeah. So that's the whole song, all right? Drake smacks him.
The
walks
pussy slap
yes.
I've ever... He gets him right here. oh my god,
You
dude.
Like
that
slap was harder.
Yeah.
So, point is, Drake Maverick pussy slaps him, and I'm so annoyed because this is where I don't want to think logically, but I have to. Because he walks away, Dana looks at Elias and says, "Did you really sleep with his wife?" And he goes, "No, but I'm going to harm him." And then it presumably would go to commercial. And I'm thinking, why the fuck was he mad at Dana for going on a date with Batista if he's a married man, but now that he got insulted about his wife, he is now angry enough that he wants to go defend his and his wife's honor, and then gets upset. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. When we come back from commercial, Drake Maverick's in the ring.
Oh my god, dude. Coming back from the commercial and seeing Drake Maverick, dude, I'm switching over to Nitro.
Drake Maverick's in the ring, mad, calling out Elias, standing up for him and his wife, which...
I think it's 24/7 title bullshit.
But the point is, it mentioned the 24/7 title, I think, once. But the point is, it's based off of the fact that Drake Maverick is upset that he doesn't get to go on a date with Dana Brooke, but he's a married man who now wants to defend his honor against Elias, who just came in. He didn't even defend Dana Brooke. He just came out, stood between them, made fun of Drake Maverick.
Just you get no pussy.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Drake Maverick just standing there. He's waiting. Elias comes out with Dana Brooke. I don't get why Dana Brooke still came out after.
She's not booked. She ain't got nothing going on.
She was in catering.
Why can't all wrestlers do that? I always hear the jokes about wrestlers being stuck in catering. Clearly, all you gotta do is cause a fuss.
Yeah,
get some
just
TV.
walk out.
Yeah. So what was scheduled for this time in kayfabe? What was planned for this point of the show?
Yeah, because
what match got cut for this?
So Dana walks out with Elias, and we don't even get a match. There's no referee. It's not like you're a wrestling show. You thought, okay, whatever.
This is gonna lead to a match.
Whatever Elias Drake Maverick match. Okay, you got to set it up somehow. No, Elias comes out, puts his guitar leaned against the ring, gets in. Holds Drake Maverick back because he's small, so he's doing the arm swing. He can't reach Elias, and he just bullies him, beats him up.
He spanks him!
He spanks him in the middle of the ring. He puts Drake Maverick over a knee, spanks him.
Was this before or after Drake pissed himself?
I don't know.
Neither do I. I was hoping you would.
I don't know. I want to say before.
Wow, the poor Drake.
Because Maverick. I feel like Elias would have put that in a song.
Like, you pissed your pants.
Yeah. So he gets spanked, beat, gets hit with the drift away, and Dana Brooke comes into the ring, does the Chris Jericho. I don't think she does the arm thing, but she puts one foot on Drake Maverick. Elias counts the mythical 3. And that's it.
I would have laughed if they didn't ring the bell, but like
I thought they were going to.
I would have laughed if they would have rang the bell. This would have been 5% funnier.
Yeah, but that was it. That's it. That's the end of the segment. What was the point of this?
To make Drake Maverick look like a pussy.
At one point, Corey Graves mentions on commentary, how does Batista feel about Dana coming out with Elias? and talking about, like, you shouldn't be doing that if you're going on a date. First of all, I want to say, like, 2 or 3 years later, he cheats on his wife with Carmella. Like, real life. He's the reason Carmella isn't on WWE TV, because for some reason, WWE loves Carmella, all right? And they gave her the second Women's Money in the Bank.
Who was the first? Boom! That was more excitement than I felt watching this entire show.
It really was. But for some reason, WWE loved Carmella, all right? The reason she's not on WWE right now? Because Corey Graves cheated on his wife, married her, knocked her up, and now she's pregnant, having a kid.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And this is the guy that they want us to believe is, like, concerned why someone's dating someone else, and the married man is upset that he doesn't get to go on the date with the single woman.
Also, Batista's not watching SmackDown.
Batista's not.
Not watching this shit.
You want to know what he was doing? He was in his $1 million mansion scrolling Instagram and saw a bad bitch pic and was like, damn, that's it.
He was probably at like a Guardians of the Galaxy premiere or something like that.
And Vince McMahon was like, that's such good shit. We got to put that on TV. What is this? What are we watching?
By the way, we're like not even, probably like at best halfway done through this shit.
It's not even halfway.
Oh my god.
This is the second,
I quit.
third
I'm not
segment.
doing this podcast anymore. I'm going home.
You're going home. We're done. So after whatever we just watched, we get Miz leaving now. So Miz is leaving with his suitcase, and he's walking. He's like, I gotta think, like right before the exit.
Yeah.
And he stops, looks to his right, and there's a room, a red lit room, a door half open, and he just looks and goes, I should probably check that out. Puts his suitcase down, walks into the room. The only thing in this room is a table with a picture of the picture that they showed earlier of Maurice and The Miz and the kids, but instead of The Miz, it's a Photoshop picture of Bray Wyatt.
In kayfabe, who do you think photoshopped that? Do you think Bray Wyatt was would you think he was on Photoshop? Just kind of like,
No. It was Abby the Witch. It was Abby the Witch. Or Huskus. I think Huskus is a good Photoshop skills.
Yeah, Huskus strikes me as a good Photoshop guy.
So the picture's there of Bray Wyatt with Maurice and the Miz's kids. Okay? And he looks at it. He's so upset. And he turns around and Bray Wyatt's there. Hits him with his sister Abigail. Bray Wyatt laughs, walks, or puts the picture on the Miz, walks out. That's it.
That was it. That's what we wasted time. The amount of times at this show, like the first 30 minutes of this show, it felt like we cut to commercial break, came back, and there was the Miz 3 times.
There was.
Why? Why do you need it? Oh my god.
Face Miz got more screen time than heel Miz. So we then cut back to the ring, okay? And we have our first good thing, I thought at the time. Our first good thing. They announced a tag team elimination match. Winner gets a number 1 contender shot against the New Day. New Day's on commentary. All right.
New Day came out, and I was like,
so
"Thank
New Day
God!"
Came out, throwing pancakes at everyone. I love the humor. You heard from my top 6. I thought it was great. Corey Graves is on commentary trying to talk up the New Day, and Kofi's just with a tray of pancakes. He's a blank face, just pancake after pancake, just throwing it at him. Doesn't move, and Corey, he gets off, he sits down, Kofi sits down, and he goes, I was trying to talk you guys up, but you just sat there and threw stuff at me. I don't want you here now. I don't want you here now. And I forgot what Big E said. Big E's just...
I loved in the pandemic era where I don't remember if it was Big E or if it was all of them, where they would just torpedo their jacket right at Corey Graves every time they come out. They would just whip it at him.
Oh, it was so good. So New Day's on commentary, and I'm like, okay, we're going to have New Day commentary. I love tag team wrestling. I think it's the best form of wrestling when you have 2 tag teams and they can put on a match. And I'm so excited. I don't know why I got excited because, again, we're in 2019 WWE. Mustafa Ali comes out first, and I'm like, oh, okay, this could be good. But I'm trying to remember, and I'm like, who the hell was Mustafa Ali's
I was
tag
thinking
team
Apollo
partner?
Crews. Something about, like, I was just thinking, yeah, Apollo Crews and him probably teamed up.
Yeah, no, we got something so much worse. Out came Shorty G. Shorty G.
Right here's where I turned it off the second time.
You turned it off.
What did I have here for Shorty G? What did I have? Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali and Shorty G. I'm turning this shit off.
My note says tag team elimination match was solid. I enjoyed it. Holy fuck, Shorty G?
I had no idea who's in this match. They announced it was a fatal 4-way tag match. And I was like, who the hell is the tag division? And I was thinking, so I got one of the teams right. FTR is in it.
Yes.
The Revival.
Yeah.
The Revival, I thought it was going to be them. The Viking Experience.
Okay.
Anderson and Gallows.
Uh-huh.
And the Lucha Bros.
Okay. The Lucha Bros?
Or was that not the Lucha.
Lucha House Party.
No, what were they? Sin Cara and Kalisto.
Okay,
weren't they
forgot
Lucha Bros or something?
I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure Penta and Phoenix would have been mad and copyrighted.
What the hell were they called? I thought they were called something like that.
Anyway, the point is, I think you're naming the Raw tag team division around this time. This is the SmackDown tag team division. So
Smackdass era.
FTR, The Revival, Mustafa Ali, and Shorty G. Otis and Tucker.
Yup.
Heavy Machinery.
Dude, Tucker sighting. There was...
And Lucha House Party. Kalisto.
With pinatas.
Yeah, Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Grand Metalik.
There was a Tucker action figure.
No, you did not have a Tucker action figure.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. No, you know bad ball. I thought you were about to tell me you had this toy.
This was 2019. I was 21 at the time. I stopped collecting figures when I was like 15.
Okay.
But there was a Tucker action figure.
Does this still count as collecting figures?
Yes.
All right, I still collect figures.
Dork. I'm sorry. There was a Tucker figure that stayed at our local Walmart for about a year. I watched it.
You watched
I watched
build
it.
dust on
Yes,
the shelf.
I put a little mark on the back so I know it was the same one, and that thing sat there for well over a year. Who the fuck's buying Tucker figures?
Say, who's buying Tucker merch, Tucker anything?
Tucker probably never even had a shirt. He broke up with Otis, and then I'm pretty sure got fired like a week later.
His only shirt was the Heavy Machinery with Otis.
Poor Tucker.
And people bought it for Otis, not Tucker. It's like, yeah, Otis is why I got this shirt. Now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty lady. So, it was a solid match.
That was all right,
honestly,
yeah.
I did nothing great, nothing fantastic. It wasn't dog shit. Solid. All right. Now, I don't know why, but my next note, I'm going to read it word for word for you. There's a Sheamus return promo, okay? And I go, it feels like Sheamus is always returning from something. Why? Since 2015 or whatever. He debuted, I think, in like 2012 or something. He's got to have the most returns in like that time span.
I don't know. Big Show might Big Show might have it.
No. But I'm talking about like the video package, the
build
build
okay.
up.
Ooh. What about
and he's
Veer?
Returning. Oh, Veer's coming.
He's coming.
He's still coming.
Veer's still coming.
Yes, he is. But no, Sheamus definitely has him. It's every time I watch some sort of old Raw or SmackDown, why is there a Sheamus promo of him coming back? What is this man doing that he gets a return package every time?
He's Sheamus, dude. Sheamus kicks ass.
He just did one. But I'm talking about like when he came back, I want to say like within a year, like from a year ago, he came back, they gave him a promo, he comes back and people made fun of him because he had a gut, he didn't have a six-pack. He did like 5 matches, I'll give him like 2 months maybe. Disappears again. And gets a promo package like 4 or 5 months later that Sheamus is returning.
Sheamus is coming.
Sheamus is coming.
Did you ever like listen to the interview where he explains why he was a little chubbier? He said that he was out injured or something like that, and he was watching Raw, which cap, and and he saw on the screen Sheamus returns next week, and he was like, "Oh, wow, all right."
Nobody told me.
That's crazy.
That's
getting called into work like that. I thought it was cool. I mean, it was weird. It was funny. He was like standing in a dark room and lights were filming him from behind, so you really only see like the outline of it, but you can see the fucking hair.
I was gonna say everything. They tried to make it seem like like the big reveal was.
Who
oh
could
my
this
God,
be?
It's Sheamus.
They have his theme playing in the background.
The theme and the silhouette.
You keep saying fella.
The theme. Let's say you didn't know what the theme was. His accent, the obvious silhouette of Sheamus. If I
no one on Earth looks like Sheamus except Beaker from the Muppets.
Oh. Nelson, please put a side-by-side comparison of Beaker and Sheamus.
No, actually, Nelson, don't do that. In my hand, just look up Sheamus and Beaker. That's you'll know. You'll know. You'll see it.
So after this tag team stuff, we
cut to a Sheamus promo. Just holy shit, Beaker! Beaker's debuting! Yo, Mom! You're not gonna believe this! Mom, Beaker's coming! I think he's bringing Simon and Garfunkel or whatever those two old guys are. Yo, Oscar, Super Oscar's here, Mom! Call me back!
Oh my God. Oh, so after this Sheamus promo.
Oh God, yeah, we have to talk about the show again. I was having fun.
So, time to not have fun again because my only note is Lacey Evans was there.
She came out and they were acting like she was a good guy.
Yeah, and I never remember her being a good person.
I only remember one thing about Lacey Evans, and it's when they showed her ass in the mixed tag match. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. She had like it was like this Baron Corbin guy. Well, God bless him because he was fed some dog shit. It was like Baron Corbin and Lacey. Yeah. It was Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin versus Seth and Becky, and I think it was like Lacey Evans had Seth Rollins' name on her bottoms, and before she was entering the ring, she pushed her ass out to like show it, and the camera's on it, and the camera is just full ass shot. You can't read a thing on it, so it just looked like the biggest gooner shot of all time. Vince was in the back like, yeah, show it. He probably was.
Yeah,
he probably was.
He's definitely in gorilla like, yeah, stay quiet, Cole.
Holy fuck. Hold it.
All right, get in the ring now. Okay.
And that's all I know Lacey Evans for.
So anyway, she comes out. Does she cut a promo? I think
they show a recap of the feud of her versus Sasha and Bayley. Sasha and Bayley are just like, bro, this women's division fucking sucks. And then Lacey Evans comes out. It's like, wow, fucking spitting bars here.
My next one is I still hate Sasha. I don't like Sasha, Mercedes Moné, whatever you want to call her. I don't like her. Don't like her. And I know there's at least one person watching. I want you to stop what you're doing because I know when you tell me you listen to this, you have it on in the background. I'm never changing. I don't like Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, CEO, the boss, whatever you want to call her. She is trash. I don't need to give you a good reason because I know you're looking at the phone chuckling like you have no reason to like her. I don't need one. I cannot like someone and not have to give you a reason. I don't have to respect the good matches that she's putting on. No, I don't. I don't like her. I literally just watched AEW Double or Nothing, and she was the first match, and I looked at my wife and go, we can miss this one. We're good. We're fine. You don't got to worry about it. Because I hate her. I don't like her. I don't like her matches. I might have said it before, but throw it away. I don't like her, and I don't need a reason. And that's for you. And you know who you are. CEO. Sorry. I hate her, man. I hate her.
Yeah, and then Lacey Evans beats up a jobber.
Yeah, and then Sasha comes out. I think Lacey Evans runs away, and then Bayley's on stage, and I think
beats the shit out of her.
Yeah. That's it. Now we get to the reason we sat through this painful experience because I had the bright idea of watching this episode.
The crazy thing is, like, watching this entire show, watching shit segment after shit segment, and just being like, wow, I can't believe this is what main events this show. Somehow it's going to get even worse.
So we get a 2019 entrance of the big dog.
The big dog.
Roman Reigns.
Roman has a promo before him, and the announcer goes, they call him the big dog. Who's they?
Yeah, who is that?
Who's they?
I mean, it's me. I still refer to people as, what's up, big dog? I love that they called him the big dog only because now I can tell people, what's up, big dog?
Wow, big dog Roman Reigns is out here influencing the world.
The big dog.
The big dog.
Anyway, so after he makes his entrance, out comes the best wrestler, one of, if not, definitely
Max Caster?
Definitely top 6, Dolph Ziggler. And I know you want to tell the audience how you consumed this match? You were telling me off air. How did you watch this match? What was your tactic?
So I want to start off by saying, dude, I don't love Dolph Ziggler the same way this guy does, but I always fucked with Ziggler. He was pretty cool. I liked him. This era of Dolph Ziggler is just like...
It was great.
It was great because it was Dolph Ziggler. And that's it. That is a testament to how great of a guy and great of a wrestler Dolph is. That even this, his just terrible, his entire job is to make Roman look strong. He was still good.
I'm here to show the world.
He's showing the world how good he is laying on his fucking back.
Bring it on!
I watched this match the following. I watched about 5 minutes of it. Thought, how long is this match? Wiggled my mouse a little bit, saw that there was still around 20 minutes left of this match, and said, plus 10, and I just kept plus 10ing it until something interesting happened, and then I heard the bell ring, and the match was over. And I want everyone...
Dolph Ziggler disrespect. Like, I understand it's probably terrible for you to sit through, but, man, it's Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, it is Dolph Ziggler, and I can picture exactly how the match went. I can picture Dolph Ziggler. He's got him in a headlock at one point, and Roman's like, oh, fighting out of it, and then he fights out of it, and then it's spear, Superman punch, spear, match over.
I love that you gave Dolph Ziggler that much credit that he took 3 Superman punches and a spear. He did not. He did not. He hit a good zigzag. Hit a good zigzag on there.
Oh.
Anyway, so Dolph Ziggler is in the middle of the match with Roman, and out. I have Corbin comes out being carried on his throne before commercial break, and I didn't like King Corbin. That's not what I'm going here, but I like when someone takes the King of the Ring victory and runs with it. Like, King Booker is like the prime example of what you should do if you win King of the Ring. Take it, and for the next year, make that your
Be an ass about it. Hell
yes.
Yeah. Unless you're Wade Barrett and then Vince just gives it to you for like what feels like 5 years and ruins your career.
Yeah. I mean, Wade Barrett, the Bullhammer, I was always...
Boom.
I do like the Bullhammer. It was a good finish.
I do too. I like.
But anyway, so the reason I have that note that he comes out is because I didn't know that it was like tall enough that they can put down and he's still like higher and on a throne off the ground. In my head, I thought they were holding him the entire time.
Oh my god.
And I was like, these royal security guards or whatever are like, they gotta be jacked. Because they're just holding Baron Corbin, who's easily at least like 6'8", 250 or some shit.
Yep.
And I'm like, there's no way you hold him that high in the air on a throne. And then they cut back and Corbin's just like, you know, exasperated or whatever, upset that Ziggler got hit. And you just see the guy standing there like this. I was like, oh, that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
I'm a clean 6'4", by the way.
So, Ziggler loses, sells the shit out of the spear.
As usual, as you'd expect.
He's a great seller.
And that's the biggest
Don't just leave it at that.
I'm sure you hear that. I'm sure you're tired of hearing that exact
I'm tired
phrase.
of hearing that. Anyway, Royal Security attacks the big dog.
The big dog.
And they start trying to beat him down. And
real quick, I skipped. So before I watched the match with plus 10s, I skipped a little bit around and I saw the Royal Security beating up Roman, and I was like, "Wait, who the hell are these guys?" I missed that part. I was just like,
wait, -10, what happened?
What the fuck happened here? Who are these jabronis?
Yeah, no, it's royal security. So they're beating him up, and they get a hold of Roman and throw him into the ring post. On the outside, throw him into the ring post. Royal security, like a gang mentality. Baron Corbin's beating him up. Ziggler's beating him up. And they're trying to, like, basically beat down Roman. Roman breaks free for a second, starts pushing people off, and when it looks like Roman's about to do, Roman things and overcome everything, a hand comes out from under the ring and holds Roman's foot. And you see Roman, like, trying to shake it off, and then everyone jumps back on him, beats him up. Ziggler now has handcuffs. They cuff Roman, and as he's, like, still trying to break free, you see the hands come back out and hold Roman at his legs, and then, like, everyone's, like, holding him back, and they have him cuffed, wrapped around the ring, and if you couldn't tell by now, this is the episode where Roman Reigns gets fed dog food. So he's being held up on the ring post. Ziggler reaches under the ring, pulls out cans of dog food now that he's chained up and dangling, and they give each other a can of dog food and start pouring it on him. They are pouring dog food on Roman Reigns because his nickname is the Big Dog. Okay? They cuffed him to the post.
Do you get it? Do you get it? Dog food, because he's the big dog. Do you get it?
And if you didn't, Ziggler just looks at the camera and says, "You wanna be the big dog? You're gonna eat like one." And proceeds to shower him with more dog food.
That looked like real dog food, by the way.
It did.
That's fucking gross.
Here's the thing. That looked like genuine dog food that they were covering him in. And the crowd just loudly boos. And I don't think it's because, the good guy Roman's getting shouted.
Like, what the fuck is this?
No, people are like, what am I watching? I paid hard-earned money to come watch someone get covered in dog food. That was the end of the show. That was it. They laugh, they walk away. Roman's covered in dog food.
How do you end the show? That doesn't...
Roman screams once, by the way. Like, he was struggling, but then he just, like, gave in. Like he passed out or something,
He's just like, oh, motherfucker.
He's like, he's covered in dog food. And then he, like, wakes up a second, realizes he's covered in dog food. And goes, ah!
Where were the Usos at?
And that's it. And that's silent. I don't know. I didn't look that up. But that's it. That's the end of the show. And I mean, I watched ahead because I knew you weren't. You were definitely. I was watching this and I was like, Billy is not having a good time. I didn't know it took you 3 times to watch it.
3 times.
But I didn't watch full episodes in between. But Roman eventually does get revenge with the Usos, and I'm so glad you mentioned that it looked like real dog food, because when Roman gets revenge, it's the whole match. It's a whole match dedicated to whoever loses has to eat dog food, and it's the Usos and Baron Corbin versus the Usos and Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. And they obviously lose. Baron gets tied up, and he's gonna be fed dog food, but it looked like fucking chili. It was like a giant pot, and it looked like chili. And I was like,
that's not that bad.
If I'm gonna be showered with chili, better than dog food.
Yeah, I'd rather smell like chili than dog food.
So he got his revenge, and the Uso. Michael Cole goes, "That's gonna be the cover of WWE.com." He says, and I'm like, he's probably not wrong.
He probably was.
But what do you got for us here?
I watched this. And I had a miserable time. Not a miserable... So,
you had a miserable time.
A miserable time, but only in kayfabe. This is a very boring show. Above everything, this show is just boring as fuck. But I went to the YouTube video of when they posted this 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to find some solid comments.
Oh, you looked for comments?
I looked for some comments about the time. And so these were all posted 5 years ago. So these were all at the time.
Okay.
There was... WWE releases the Ascension, Luke Harper, and Sin Cara. Dolph Ziggler. It should have been me! Good one. There was... Did Vince just realize that Roman's nickname had the word dog in it?
Wait. Is this when Roman got covered?
Yeah, okay. This is Roman.
Okay.
There was... I swear WWE is turning to WCW before they went out of business. Vince seems lost without John Cena. And this one is my favorite one. I audibly laughed when I read this one. Bro, this would have been a perfect time for John Morrison to make his return, coming out and saving Roman.
John Morrison?
What? Was he even back at this point?
There's no way. This guy took time out of his day to not only watch the video, but go, you know what this segment needed? This segment needed John Morrison returning.
I want you to vision board this real quick. I want you to close your eyes and just listen to me say this. And I want you to picture this. Roman Reigns handcuffed to the turnbuckle. They're getting the dog food out. And they're all just they all look evil. And then... Now listen, this ain't no make-believe. Do you think he still does the slow motion?
Yeah,
Roman's getting dog food.
He doesn't return to the... It's like when Jey Uso comes to save his brother, he has to stop and do the sly walk and hit a yeet real quick. No, it's John Morrison just going...
Why the fuck... John... I had to reread it because I was like, oh, clearly he meant John Cena. No, it was John Morrison.
You thought John Cena would have been better?
It would have made more...
It would have made more sense, okay. So
John Morrison, shout out John Morrison.
Yeah, hey,
dude, you got fans.
You do.
In 2019, dude, they wanted you to make the save.
Oh man, whoo! That would have made the segment better.
That would have made. You know what? If
that segment would have been so much better if you just see John Morrison while imagine this: the camera shots this way. It's Roman covered in dog food, and you see the ramp in the background, and it's just John Morrison.
Why would John Morrison save Roman Reigns? His partner got attacked earlier. Wouldn't he go help Miz?
Fair point. Fair. He wasn't fully watching. He just watched that segment.
Oh, okay. He wasn't watching. John Morrison was out doing probably parkour.
Probably.
Or something.
So, I did do one extra thing here.
Good. What
I went back to look. I'm pretty sure I'm right. All right? I want you to know who is listed here. Okay? Don't look at that last part. Okay? So, Daniel Bryan doesn't physically show up on the screen, but he's there. Okay? The Fiend, The Miz, yep, rest in peace, Mandy Rose, Sonya, Alexa, Nikki Cross, Dana, Elias, Drake Maverick, Mustafa Ali, Shorty G, Otis, Tucker, Dash, Dawson, Kofi, Big E, Kalisto, Lindsay Dorado, Grand Metalik, Lacey Evans, Sasha Bailey, Roman Corbin Ziggler, Sheamus with that package, and Robert Roode was also in a package, all right? 29 total wrestlers mentioned and or shown on television. 16 of them are not with the company anymore.
That's crazy.
Okay? 16 are not with the company anymore. That's over half. 2 of the 13 remaining are backstage employees or no longer wrestling, and one's deceased. So that's 10. So if you really narrow it down, 10 people we saw, and I'm including Big E and Kofi, or Kofi who was on commentary. I guess The Miz too. Alexa and Nikki Cross. They're not even still, there's 10 people from this episode.
And no, the thing is, this is, if you take, I'm looking at this list right now that you have of all the people on this. This
Just
isn't...
Stop saying Shorty G. We'll say Chad Gable.
Yeah, Chad Gable,
Chad
not Shorty
Gable,
G.
by the way.
This isn't, a bad roster.
No, if you had to put a wrestling show together on a Friday night with this roster,
you could do that.
Me and you could book better than whatever we just watched.
The worst wrestler on this list is probably Mandy Rose, and she
hit a wicked knee.
She's hot and she looks good. She looks like a wrestler. She's fine. It's just
you could have
insane.
had so much more with the roster that they provided with us. And we got Roman being showered in dog food. That's the only thing this is remembered.
If it was just them beating the shit out of Roman for 5-10 minutes and then they put him through the announcer's table, we aren't reviewing this show because who fucking cares? So yeah. I guess all the dog food did its thing. But it was a fine. They could have just beat him up. You don't have to dump dog food on him. Dude, imagine washing that out of your hair.
Oh,
he's got that long.
And he's got that
locks,
greasy hair too.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Dog food spot?
Yeah. Dog food spot. I'm not dumping dog food. We're not doing that for a challenge. Absolutely not.
It's wild, man. I don't know how
enjoyed reviewing this episode, and whenever we watch these terrible shows, I'm gonna have such a great time talking about them. But wow, dude, like, it's insane how just uninspired and boring and just stupid this is.
Oh man, so it's that's it. That's Friday Night Smack
Ass. Friday Night Smacked Ass.
Yeah, it was not good.
I give it 5 dooms on the Boomer Doom scale.
5 booms.
No, 5 dooms.
5
no
dooms.
booms.
No
booms. No, Adam Cole. Adam, you know what, Adam? You turn around. No booms for this.
All right, so that's gonna do it for this episode of Upper Midcard Productions.
Thank you for joining us.
The podcast that, unlike James Ellsworth, knows when it's time to end. All right, so
I had no clue where you were going with that. I was like,
he stayed in WWE for a lot longer than he should have.
If James Ellsworth was on the show, it would have made the difference.
It would have.
It would have made such a difference.
I can't wait until his first appearance.
I would have rathered a Dean Ambrose versus James Ellsworth match main eventing than what we saw.
Oh my God. All right. Thank you guys. Again, I'm Robert. You'll see my handles down below here.
I'm Billy. You'll see mine right here.
And we'll call it a day for now. Thank you and see you next week.
Love yous.